Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the Scrap and Roll MMA podcast. I'm your host, Sky. We got your host, Jace and CJ in the building. MIA. I think this might be like the second or third week. We don't know where Damien is. Like, ever since Damien started drinking that box swine, we don't know what's going on. Hey, pray for your boy Damien. Like,
where he been?
Where he been? And y'all, y'all go to Damien's Instagram. Just hit him up. Be like, hey, bro, where you been at? Like, just let him know.
Tell him to stay off the lean,
That was wild boy Damien for sure.
I mean, like he has taken a hiatus on a good note, right? Like that was a perfect episode to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna step back and shine. Like it was.
He dropped the mic and said, "Peace out."
Yeah,
he dropped his true feelings for your boy.
Facts. Because I mean, if you really look at it, we only stop it, Jace. How do you know why I said facts to that?
Hey, because he said, I wanna rub on Jay.
I was like, wait, what? I was like,
what?
Pretty, you know what I'm saying?
First he started with CJ. CJ was like, nah, you ain't rubbing nothing over here. Then he's like, no, Sky, your brother. He's like, nah, you ain't rubbing nothing on Jay.
Pretty boy swag, you know what I'm saying? Shout out.
He must have seen the haircut, huh?
He saw the haircut. He saw the fresh line. It was like, oh, right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because we just got a couple more weeks until like we'll be taking a break with the UFC, like we did last year. Those 3 weeks that the UFC is off until January when it comes back. So, yeah, after the last pay-per-view.
Okay, before we get started, because we've got some of the hot takes lined up, let's just go off with a hot take real fast, and then we'll get into the show.
Let's go.
Alrighty, y'all ready?
Yep.
Drum roll, please. All right, we got a question from @Matt Appleton on Instagram. Shout out to Matt Appleton. What is the most shocking moment for you so far this year?
Oh, dang. That's a tough question.
My man CJ deep in thought.
Right.
Stone silent.
It was a lot going through my head, but probably Grasso beating Val. To me personally,
dang,
that shit hit home.
Huh?
That was this year, early this year, March this year. That's the fight that made me fucking go like that. Probably that one.
What you got,
but
Sky?
there's been a lot. Yeah, my mouth open is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Good thing you ain't in prison.
Right. At a BC in the house.
At a BC, hold my pocket.
Oh man, that was a pretty shocking moment.
On a real quick side note, can we talk about how wild it must be? Like, shout out to everybody in prison, man. Hopefully y'all, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, could you imagine just walking around Chow Hall holding somebody's pocket?
Nah.
Like, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine.
And if y'all don't know what we're referencing, it's a show on HBO, old show called Oz. Make sure you go check it out. Run the episodes back, like
yeah, real shit. But
and if you're in prison, hopefully you watching our show too, man.
And hopefully you ain't holding nobody's pocket. Hopefully you ain't holding nobody's pocket and walk through. You know, that's wild. Sorry, my bad, Sky. What you got?
Most shocking moment this year. You know what? I've been y'all haven't noticed, but I've been doing a good job of not bringing up Max. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Max Holloway knocking out Korean Zombie. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Max Holloway 1-punch knockout.
But are you like really, really shocked?
I was shocked. Yes, I didn't think 1 punch. I'm thinking accumulation.
There's so many moments, and that's when you went to. Damn, all those reads. So
I am a homer.
I get it.
Rider, okay? Like
Hey, if anyone knows side language out there, can you please send a video or TikTok to the pod and let us know how to sign? I ain't gonna even say it because I don't want to pause, but yes, to ride.
Penis rider.
What you said.
We need that. Pause.
We.
That's why I said pause.
You.
Yeah.
Silicone supremacy.
Hey.
It's a tough question. Man, there's so many big moments, shocking moments. I think for me, if I had to choose one, I might roll with shit. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna roll with your boy DDP.
That's a good one.
You know, because I mean, how many people really thought DDP was gonna win? Not only win, but win by TKO.
I didn't have him by TKO, but I did think he was gonna win.
Yeah, that was so shocking that to get Robert the fuck out of there. So
I'm surprised you didn't say Vogt getting KO'd by Islam after y'all came on here and was disrespecting Islam's hands.
I mean, there was that. There was your boy, the Black Beast running across
I was going to say
the ring.
that too.
Like that was shocking. What the fuck did I just watch? Oh, man, runaway train coming at you.
Yeah. And you know what? There's probably some out of octagon shocking moments that we just can't think of right now that just like happened and was like, yo, that's crazy. Because there was somebody else who was delusional this year, just like Patty the Batty. And I was just like, really? You think you won that fight? It was just a couple weeks ago, too. I can't remember who it was, but a couple weeks ago, we was like, come on now.
I think for me, if I'm going to go out of the octagon moment, shocking was your boy Ian Gary just talking just so wild, bro.
Reckless.
So reckless about Neil Magny. I'd have left like, huh? What?
Yeah. He went from like a darling to like couldn't care less.
Heel. He turned heel. He turned into Hollywood Hogan. Shout out to NWO.
Facts. Let's table the hot takes for a second, and we'll go ahead and take a look at this weekend's card. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though the card started early, it was dragging for me. I don't know what it was like for y'all, but as I was watching it, I was texting CJ, and I'm just like, man, like, whew, it was hard to get through the prelims. And typically, I don't have a problem, but like, it was hard to get through the prelims. How did y'all feel about the card overall?
I'm gonna go out and say Limtic on prom night. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 2 out of 10, and that's being generous.
Damn. That's horrible.
I'm like,
about 6.5.
Yeah, I'm like, it wasn't that bad. You know.
There was a lot of finishes.
Name a worse card this year.
I don't know. There's been a lot.
Fair, there's been a lot. This card wasn't that bad. There was a lot of finishes, a couple knockouts. It probably just wasn't the name value. I mean, the main event was good. I just don't remember who everybody was on there. Fucking Jordan Levitt got choked out.
That was the best part of this card. That was the best part of this card.
I'm not gonna lie.
Amanda Heba's fight was good.
Yo, and I guarantee Jace that we know you didn't see it, did you?
Jace don't like women and shit, so you know he didn't watch that one.
You know he didn't watch it.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that say otherwise. You know,
we had twerking on the broadcast. It was okay. Like,
where is she? Aline Perez was going crazy. I was like, really? On the card with Jordan Levitt? That's what we doing? And then after that, your boy Brito gets a submission and pulls off his shorts. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was wild.
On Mickey Mouse's channel.
It wasn't that bad. It had some moments.
It definitely had some moments. I really appreciated what was the 2 cards? Chase Hooper and Jordan Levitt for having active grappling, active wrestling. That is the type of stuff that you see, and it's exciting. That's what we're talking about. Like, if you're gonna grapple with them. Like, make it exciting. Go for submissions. You know, go for some ground and pound. Same thing with the main event: Brendan Allen versus Paul Craig. Brendan Allen was never just sitting in Paul Craig's guard playing around. There were great grappling exchanges. There was some nasty ground and pound coming from Brendan Allen. It was exciting to watch. I can watch that type of grappling and not be like, come on. Like, I don't feel like this is Derek Lewis versus Jailton Almeida. So that is one of those scenarios where, like, as MMA fans, we're like, no, I don't hate grappling, but I want it to be effective. Like, I want it to be good.
Transitioning, being violent on the bottom, you know.
Pause.
Those you gotta be violent on the bottom.
Hey, you gotta be power bottom.
Power bottoms. He's so.
I mean,
black,
you could be getting ridden too. Why you gotta be a power bottom, bro? What
Speaking
the
of
hell?
experience, my guy, what's up?
No.
Man,
Oh, you never been rolled before? You never
Nah.
been rolled before?
Nah.
Shit. You better tell somebody to do some extra work around the house or something. Shit.
Where my sandwich at? Yeah.
Oh my god.
What
Shout
you
out
give
to
the card, Sky?
I would give it. I'd give it a solid 6, 6.5.
Yeah, I'm about around there
Like,
too. Yep.
because I was excited to see Peyton Talbot. I think we talked about it last
Oh
week.
yeah,
He
yeah,
came
yeah,
from
yeah.
Contender Series. You know, first round, his opponent. That's what I'm talking about. Nick tried to come out Aguilar. Is that his right name? How you say his name? His last
Aguirre?
name, Nick Aguirre.
Nick
Okay.
Aguirre?
He tried to come out and do that whole lay and pray, do nothing. That's what he did the whole first round. Threw no kind of punches, nothing. Second round, Peyton was stuffing the takedowns, getting back up, putting it on him. Third round, he ends up submitting him. And I thought that Peyton looked really good. If y'all seen his Contender Series fight, he has like shades of Sean O'Malley, even though he doesn't like being like compared to or talked about.
That's brown sugar.
Yeah, hey, oh, I like that. Brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
That's brown sugar O'Malley.
This fight right here, I thought this was fight of the night. Michael Morales versus Jake Matthews.
I like that fight.
They was banging. Or should it?
Morales is gonna be a problem, man. He a young boy, super athletic, fast as hell. He hits hard. He's gonna be a problem. I think I was in live and they were talking about what's next for Morales, and they were talking about whatever happens with Ian Gary and Luque, give him the winner of that. I was like, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, because I mean, if we look at the rankings, he's not ranked yet. But I mean, I would like I don't know why Michael Chiesa is still fucking ranked. He's like Brian Ortega. He's like Brian Ortega. Like, why are you still here?
That's wild.
Who's Renat? Oh, him.
Oh, Fakadinov.
Oh, okay.
You mean your boy Genghis Khan?
Yeah.
No, that's the dude that fought first on the card.
Oh yeah,
that motherfucker looked like a prehistoric person.
Awkward looking dude, bro.
That was a kind way to say that. That was a kind way to say that. Yeah, I would like to see him fight like even like a Jack Della. You know what I mean?
Yep, that'll be fun.
That would be exciting. That would be cool. But you know, shout out to Jake Matthews. He didn't get washed, but you could tell that Michael was winning the fight. And it was a good back and forth. Shout out to Brenden Allen. Listen, I told y'all last week on the pod. Couple of fights ago, Brenden came out to Kevin Gates. I was like, if he come out to something like that, he gonna win. When he walked out to Weezy F, baby, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. I knew right then and there Brenden was gonna win. Like, that's the
Call me Trojan. Boy. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
You can't take an L coming out to Weezy like that, bro.
Nah, you can't. What do y'all think about Paul Craig and him being okay with just laying on the bottom, getting pounded? Fast forward.
Woo.
Fast forward, because
he wasn't like Derek Lewis. I think Derek Lewis liked it a little bit.
I'm so weak. Shit. I'm so weak.
I don't know, man. Like what we say last week, he's kind of like a fake tough guy, and I don't mean to talk shit about none of the fighters because they'll definitely fuck me up. But he has no striking. All he has is grappling. He fought somebody who can grapple just as well with him, and look what happened. He got fucked up.
He did.
Bad.
Seats, windows up. That's the way we like to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that was pretty much the same thing that was happening to him at light heavyweight. So now you down here with the smaller dudes. Same thing's happening.
Didn't Jace pick him?
Yeah. Oh dang! Hey, you see how CJ just didn't Jace pick him? Like he just slid that in there, my boy.
Hey yo, I'm not sliding nothing. No way.
I did pick Chase Hooper. I did pick Mike Morales. Yes, I did.
Yeah. And you did pick Paul Craig.
2 for 3. You know, I can live with that.
Hey, your percentage back up to 97% now?
Nah, it's probably, last time I looked, hold on, let me do the math. 2 minus 3 plus 4. 97.3.
Man went 0 for 5. Listen.
What?
Anyways.
Shit, that's me in February going over 5.
Yo, February is
Shout out to Black History Month.
February is a crazy time for us. It's a hard time.
It was a hard month for me. It was a good month for me.
Of course it was, South African.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know what that's supposed to
mean. Of course, you know exactly what that means. Who y'all want to see Brenden Allen fight next? So he just got, Paul Craig up out of there. Now he's ranked 8th. Roman Dolidze is ahead of him. Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori, Jarrett, Robert Whittaker, Dricus, and Izzy.
Is Izzy still a fighter?
He is.
What's Marvin at 5?
Marvin's at 5, yeah.
I never want to see Marvin Vettori fight again in life.
Why? That's your boy.
Why? Mid-card Marv? Like, no, bro. Like
7 Marvin
nobody.
Vettori.
You know how many like Viagra's I would have to watch to get excited to see Marvin Vettori? You know? Guys.
That's wild.
I kind of agree with you. But, he's in that spot. Yeah. All of those dudes that you kind of named are kind of like those kind of dudes you really don't. Roman Dolidze, like, come on now.
It's crazy. So this just occurred to me, right? What are we tired of more? Of seeing the same top 5 in 185 or seeing the same top 5 in 155?
Ooh, that's
probably 185 because they're more boring at 185. At least the 55ers are a little bit more exciting.
I'm gonna go with that's a great question. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with 185. I'm gonna go with 185 because now, even though Sean Strickland is the champion right now, that means that the top 5 hasn't been that means that they haven't been slaughtered by Izzy, so it gives them a chance to all those competitors now have the opportunity to come in. But yeah, I mean 155, it's been moving a little bit more. That is both stagnant divisions.
So for me, I'm actually going to take 155. And the reason why I say that is at least the people at 185, the top 5, they fight each other at least, you know what I mean? And sometimes 155, they don't want to fight each other. You know what I mean? All you hear them say is title, or I'm going to wait. You got Poirier talking about,
no, that's the Austins. That's the Austins that do that. Justin and Dustin's are the only ones who want to sit around and talk about they want title shots and they only want to fight select people. They don't want to fight the back of the line. That's the Austins.
Yeah, I heard Poirier's interview and it honestly just pissed me off.
What did he say?
I heard him talk, because he was talking about how bad he want. He was like, "Oh my god, I want to do anything to be on 300, but it's got to be against Connor for a 4th time." Or against Justin again. He goes, I got to really get up for a fight. Nah, dog. I'm tired of it. At least Justin did fight Faziz, just try to get someone signed. So I think really Dustin needs to run that shit with your boy Benoit Saint Denis. You know what I mean? I would love to see that fight.
That would be great. That would be an absolute amazing fight. I would love
that would be a real good fight.
Yeah.
Dustin ain't taking that shit though.
No,
he's not taking that because Benoit's at number 9 right now.
11.
I think 11. They doing my nigga Bobby Green wrong, and I don't like that.
Hey, they playing on Bobby's head top. Hey, speaking of Bobby Green, they got not Jalen Turner, but Dan Hooker's out the fight. That was just announced earlier today.
Whoa,
yeah, I know. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dan Hooker's out, some type of injury. I'm thinking they should call Jalen. It's still a tall, lanky guy. You know what I mean? Jalen gonna go out there to scrap. I don't want to see black on black crime, but something, you know what I mean? Hey, I think it'd be a fun fight, and it'd be still comparable to who Bobby was preparing for.
When is that fight supposed to happen?
December 2nd, next
2 weeks.
Saturday.
Come on, Benoit Saint Denis. Come on, Benoit Saint Denis. That's an easy win.
Let him chill. Wait, why y'all trying to say? He just fought.
I don't know if he fought. He just executed the nigga. What you mean? Headshot dead.
Yeah, I seen people calling out Saint Denis. I seen people calling out Money Makano because we ain't seen him since he went on his rant.
Money Makano had the rant of the century.
Makano wants money.
Just the F-bomb after F-bomb.
When's the last time he fought?
On that card, on that last year in November on
Wow, it's been that long?
Yeah, November 12th.
That was on ABC, right?
No, was it? He didn't make it on the main card?
No, I just remember every F-bomb, every other word was an F-bomb. It was great.
Yeah.
Folks, if you haven't seen that, if any of you go watch the unedited version of it. Literally every third word. Fantastic.
Yeah, so it'll be... Go ahead.
Who's been calling out your boy St. Denise? Who want that smoke?
Nobody. Crickets.
Oh, I was like, who called that nigga out? Because that's a killer right there. That dude's got, like, he's killed people before. You can tell.
And he actually has. It'll be interesting to see if they find a replacement for Bobby. Because, Bobby been showing up, especially this year. What's it going to be, like his fifth fight this year or something like that? Fifth or fourth fight? Bobby been fighting, and he been looking good too. So, well,
there's plenty of time to get a replacement.
Yeah. Also, this weekend, real quick, let's just go over Bellator 300.
301.
301, yeah, sorry. I went and I actually did watch it. Shout out to Jason Jackson, Jamaica in the building. If y'all recall, last weekend, Jace was saying that Yaroslav was one of the best in the world, saying that he was the best welterweight possibly. Your boy got pieced up, lumped up. Jason Jackson, I ain't never seen Jason fight. I ain't gonna cap and act like I have, but he looked great and got him out of there.
That was a fun fight, man. He looked
you had a lot of time at it after that CJ pause. I'm trying to save you. Trying to tell you some rope.
He got that AMOSOV up out of there. Well, fast forward that shit. Shout out to my boy Jackson. We be needing that. I spread the love everywhere, even in Bellator. Come on, my brothers. Let's go.
Hey,
AJ McKee.
Speaking of that, Sergio Patchy Mix in the building.
Got
Sergio out of there. I felt bad for Sergio. Hey, and then we go ahead. Hey, Rafian Stocks in the building. Y'all notice
another one?
Another one. Someone get DJ Khaled in the building.
DJ Khaled.
Run it. I like where you're going, Sky.
And you know what? Before we even touch on it, AJ McKee in the building. Let's go.
Another one. I don't think Jace is liking all these winners right now. Jace not liking it.
Y'all know I fuck with AJ McKee, man. I just think it's so disrespectful.
What about Rafian?
Actually, I don't really know him that well to keep it a buck. But I fuck with AJ McKee, man. I just think it's so disrespectful they had him so low on the card. Like, what the fuck? This is y'all's, like, one of only homegrown kids. Like,
yeah.
Nah, you would have been mad if he was higher on the card if you watched that fight, because old boy he was fighting was not trying to fucking fight at all.
Not trying to fight.
He was just trying to hug and not even transition, nothing. I was like, come on, man.
And before we get into those fights, real quick, your boy Patricky Pitbull got beat up.
He got beat the fuck up. I saw the fight.
Lost the Grand Prix and got lumped. I mean, he looked bad. I don't know.
He looked bad.
Going on.
Mama's meatloaf.
Only a face a mother could love too. But shout out to Shabley. He came out and did what he had to do. But back to these fights: AJ McKee versus Sidney Outlaw and Rafian Stotts versus Danny Sabatello. I don't know who the judges was on this, but we always come out here and talk crap about the judges. Today we got to come in and say thank you for getting it right, because sitting and laying and praying with no damage can no longer be rewarded. There needs to be damage. There needs to be an attempt to move into a submission, to try and change positions, to try to get your opponent out of there. People, this is MMA. It's not exclusively wrestling. This is an actual fight. You have to fight. You can't just hold the person. Mm-hmm. And the judges got it right with Danny Sabatello ran out the octagon again, having a tantrum like Kobe Covington. And the same thing with Sidney Outlaw. Shout out to Jay Zombie. Y'all have seen him on. He's been on a couple episodes before. This Sidney Outlaw is one of his teammates. And I was talking to him about it. And he was saying, like, he was shocked by the game plan. He said that Sidney's not typically like that, like in the training room and stuff like that. But I was like, he literally was just trying to lay.
He didn't want the smoke. He didn't want the smoke.
And AJ McKee turned into vintage Tony Ferguson. Blades and shades, baby. Let's go.
Gotta love it.
Getting 30-27 off your back is crazy.
crazy.
That is wild activity.
All the blood
bro.
in the octagon came from Sydney Outlaws.
Yeah, and I was so happy that AJ cut him because I was like, if he don't do something to make it look like he's beating him up, it might go the other way. He cut him in the second round bad. And as soon as he cut him, I'm like, he about to win this. Because even when Outlaw was getting him in positions, he wasn't even transitioning. He was just literally hugging him down while AJ was just beating his ass from the bottom. Pause. Like, shout out to AJ.
Yeah. Yeah. So the judges got it right. And I appreciate that. We need to see more of that. We need to see more of like actual violence taking place from that position. But yeah, I actually thought the Bellator card, it was good. It was solid.
It was fun. It was a fun card. And I was telling people on my live, I'm like, I tell people to go watch things, but every time I tell them to go watch Bellator, the card be basura. And luckily, it was a good one. It was a good one this weekend. I had a good time watching it.
Can we get a translation here?
Basura, trash, garbage.
Got it. Got it.
I thought you said Kobe Covington. That's crazy.
Stop playing. And new. Y'all gonna be so in your feelings when Kobe beats the shit out of Leon. I cannot wait.
But we not though.
We not
because we not on here like, oh my god, we love Leon. We not like crazy Leon fans, but like we also just don't think that Kobe, first of all, doesn't deserve to be fighting for the title. But you know what? We ain't even gonna get into it because we got a couple weeks away before we can get real spicy on that topic. This weekend, there's only one PFL is on Friday, the Friday after on Black Friday. They back with the bullshit this year, still doing the little,
that's what I remember last year. That was a Pacheco in them card. Yep, okay.
Hey, Pacheco got her out of there. They got her down here. Why they got Harrison down here now? That's the staple. You know what I mean? That's the face of the PFL. They got her way down here. Y'all know PFL does their league style, so this is their championship fights. Whoever wins this wins $1 million. They do got your boy Ray Cooper III taking on Brunson. So Brunson, washed up ass Brunson, is still fighting. Oh, I've been arguing in the comments about this with y'all because y'all was talking about, it's gonna bring eyes. Who the hell was signing up to see Derek Brunson in the first place?
Whose eyes? To see Brunson?
Yeah,
come on now.
Come on. His own mama don't watch his fights.
I'm like, his last 2 fights, his corner threw in the towel. Why are you in PFL? He's 38 years old. You know what I mean? Like, and he not like a Francis 38. He got miles on him. The last 2 fights, they threw in the towel in MMA. Come on, I don't want to see Ray do him like that. Then we got Kayla Harrison taking on Aspen Ladd. I don't know why they're trying to serve Aspen Ladd up like that. Like, they literally giving Kayla a layup. After they didn't put her on ice. They signed her, and then she lost. This is going to be her first fight since she lost to Larissa Pacheco. Because they didn't have anywhere to place her or have her fight against anyone. So that is what it is. I am excited about this fight with... Stop it. Impa Kasagana, the guy who got, posterized by your boy Joaquin Buckley. He's fighting for the light heavyweight world title. Shout out to him. I cannot stand OAM. Auburn Mercy. I can't say his last name. I'll be messing it up.
Mercier?
Yeah, I don't like his style.
It's pronounced Bob.
Bob. Yeah, I can't stand his style. He'll probably get Clay Collard out of there. He'll probably win again for the 3rd year. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's a solid card. This dude right here, Pinedo, I was listening to his story. Like, he was literally maybe like a couple fights ago making $5,000 a show. Now he came in, he beat my dude, Bubba Jenkins.
Yes.
And got had Bubba looking crazy out there.
Yep.
Like, no one thought he was gonna come in and win that. So now he's getting an opportunity to fight for the title. Obviously Larissa Pacheco's out there, and this dude Cide, his striking is nasty. This black dude right here, his striking is nasty. So, if y'all sitting at home on a Friday, and y'all want to watch PFL, it's gonna be on. It is pay-per-view. It is $50. Allegedly.
50 of them things?
You know.
For
Good
PFL,
money.
No. For real, if you had to, if there were no streams exist, how much would you pay to watch PFL?
PFL.
Yes.
Like if I had money, like if I had expandable money, it was like, all right, man, I'm gonna watch it. Probably like a good 15.
Yeah,
I'm not spending 50. 50 is crazy.
I was thinking a 20 spot. I mean, you know, I just went to the movies. You know what I mean? Like you can't go in and out of there without spending $50. That's
You
on a
spend
Tuesday.
some
And
on a that's the whatchamacallit day too.
Yeah, that's on a Tuesday.
That's when it's
You know what I'm
cheap.
saying? Yeah.
did you see Miss
Damn.
Marvel?
No,
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
That's what I'm trying to go see. Hands up
Fire.
or down. Oh, I
fuck
can't
with
wait.
it.
I tried to see.
You
it
said
this
it was fire?
weekend.
Yeah, I fuck with it. Long
Okay.
story short, not to give it away, it's a prequel to the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bet.
Yeah.
it shows you
I can dig that.
the
The guy with the weird
background of
nose.
Snow. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I wanted to see it. Yeah, I
That's
tried to
it.
see it this weekend, but I had too many plans.
I went on Saturday, 11 a.m. because I don't like crowds. Listen, I don't know about
That's
y'all,
me.
but I feel like every time I go to a packed fucking theater, I always sit right next to a mouth breather. Just
No.
That's
like
crazy.
fucking Darth Vader. What? This ain't Star Wars, nigga. Stop it. Just I'm not. There's
How
nothing
you say
worse.
you don't like crowds when you was just at a music festival?
That part. Dang.
Yeah. I don't like crowds. You know, a music festival, okay.
You don't like sitting down next to a crowd. I can dig it.
Listen, when I go to music festivals, let's say I be like, you know, hanging
Zoning,
out.
you be zoning.
I'll be zoning. I'll be how do I say this eloquently? Drinking on grandpa's old cough medicine, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's a
sir.
dub. It's a dub. You know, shout out to the
You really don't
mezcal.
be on Earth. You don't really be on Earth. You be on another plane.
Right.
I be
You know
on
what I
that mezcal.
Yes, sir.
Mezcal. Delicious.
I fuck with my scalp.
Yeah. So if y'all haven't, make sure y'all check out some movies. You know, it's Thanksgiving this weekend, so I hope that y'all, you know, enjoy that. Spend time with family, friends, or by yourself, unbothered. That's the real flex right there.
All right. Hey, here's another hot take that I really liked. I was going through the hot takes, and this is at Nike's Over Heels on Instagram, which says, "Would you rather take a Crow Cop high kick or a Palhares heel hook?"
I'm not familiar with you said Palhares heel hook.
Rousimar.
Palhares, who got kicked out of the UFC.
Yeah, go ahead and just knock me out with the head kick. Because that motherfucker, he holding on to that until like the cows come home. Like he's trying
snapping your leggies.
He trying to make sure you don't even walk on your legs anymore. I can't stand him.
Rousimar Palhares.
Yeah. What about you?
Who you got, CJ? What you taking?
I probably take the head kick too. I probably take the head kick. Because bro gonna fuck me. He gonna rip all my leggies out my knee. Out my knee?
No, you said bro gonna F me.
You said bro gonna smash me out.
No, I said bro's gonna rip all my ligaments out my knee.
Nah, you said bro gonna smash me, bro.
No, I said he's gonna rip. Run it.
Hey,
I say he's gonna rip. I say he's gonna rip all the liggies out of my knee.
But before that,
I ain't say that.
Y'all on the pod. Watch tomorrow about 39:45 marker.
Hell nah. I was like, he's gonna rip the liggies out my knee, and I ain't gonna be able to walk no more.
Sky, can we open up the podcast next week? Yes, please, and just have it on repeat for like a solid 5.
Yeah, because you're gonna see. I said rip. Maybe, hopefully, I didn't glitch because my shit, my internet tripping.
Sky,
hey, don't worry, we saved you, CJ. At the end of the day, we still made sure that like you didn't just run off with that.
We're recording. For me, I'm taking a heel hook, bro. Because like at the end of the day, a Crow Cop kick to the head, bro. Like That's death. Like, that's potential death. Like, your brain is going to move. Heel hook, yeah, he gonna snap some ligaments. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna walk for a second. That's for goddamn sure. But my brain, like, I might not ever be the same for my brain. I might not be able to walk
I'm
again.
straight.
I feel that. But
I play football. I play football my whole life. I probably got CTE right now, bro. Just give me some more.
Hey, CJ
Give me
sound
some
like
more.
Tony Ferguson. CJ, hey, Tony's like, I'm straight. Hey, Tony's like,
Fuck
what?
it. Give me some more.
being the kicker don't count.
Come on, man. You play basketball. You know why you play basketball.
Oh, no. Football player as well. Both ways. Don't get it twisted.
Whoa. Well, we knew
All
that.
city. All
We knew
city.
Yeah,
that,
he
huh?
like it both ways.
Yeah, we knew that.
I get it in. I get it in. No, I'm just joking.
Let's talk about Bellator being bought out by PFL. That's something to talk about when we brought up PFL. Obviously, everybody knows now PFL bought Bellator, and they plan on running Bellator separately. They're going to give the fighters if you guys haven't watched the CEO of the PFL on Ariel Helwani's show, the MMA Hour, and he breaks down like how they want to like go about running both the companies in the future. They're going to give both the Bellator and the PFL fighters the option. Hey, do you want to fight on Bellator type cards, or do you want to do the league, their tournaments that they currently do? And they're going to have 8 Bellator cards a year, so like 2 every quarter, and super fights and all that other jazz. But the reason why they're trying to run it like that is because like in Europe and stuff like that, Bellator has built like a bigger name for itself.
Mhm.
So they feel like, it's a good chance to be able to like just expand where that brand knowledge is still like, people know what Bellator is. How do y'all feel about PFL and Bellator and the whole thing?
I'll keep it quick. At the end of the day, I really don't care. You good over there, nigga?
That's just hilarious to me.
Yeah. And the only reason why I say that is because even though they're buying the Bellator has like the more names, right? They have actual cemented fighters that we know and we've heard of, staples. You know what I mean? And even not just the retired, like, psyched out UFC fighters. There's those intrigues of people that we've never seen fight in the UFC or fight other big names like AJ McKee, you know what I mean? And the brothers and the heavyweight champion Nifkov. I don't know why the fuck I can't talk today. The only fight like I'm really excited to see would be what? The only big fight I'd be really excited to see off jump would be Cyborg against Harrison. That's the only super fight to like make right the fuck now.
Run it. What about you, CJ?
I'm right there with Jace. I really don't give a fuck. Too. I didn't listen to none of the thing. I heard they sold them out. And that's why I asked you, I was like, are they gonna come together, make one league? Are they gonna still be separate? But I'll watch whenever they come on. But I'm not super interested in it.
Yeah. Like I had said, like previously when the rumors were going around that they were going to be bought out, for me, it's just Bellator with PFL fighters now. Like, because like the roster on Bellator is still much larger than the PFL fighters. And, that's another thing. The PFL does not have the lighter weight classes. They only have, I think, like 7 or something like that. So Patchy Mix, Johnny Eblin, they have to stay on the Bellator side. They can't do the competition even if they want to because they're not going to have that. And that's another thing. They plan on doing champion versus champions, Bellator champions versus PFL champions, but Patchy Mix, Johnny Eblin, like they can't participate in that because that division. Or does Bellator have a 125? No? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No.
So like some of those champions are out, and that's like 2 of Bellator's best champions that can't fight, unless it's within. And they still haven't really ironed everything out, but I did want y'all to see this. Now, typically Robin Black be with it, but I seen, when was this? Yesterday, he posted this video. I need both of y'all to watch this, Jace, because like, and tell me y'all reaction to this. I thought it was wild.
acquired Bellator, which creates a huge shift in the fight world for a ton of reasons. Maybe the biggest being the distribution of where the best fighters are now fighting. PFL already had Ngannou, the best heavyweight in the world. They already had Kayla Harrison, the best female fighter on earth. But now this merge gives them the best light heavyweight in Nemkov and the best middleweight in Johnny Eblin. AJ McKee is the guy with the best chance to beat Volkanovski. After Demetrius Johnson, Mix, Pettis, and Horiguchi are the next top 3 lighter weight fighters in the world. PFL has a ton of the best fighters. Fighters and coaches right now are nodding their heads yes, but UFC marks are screaming at their screens. This is the biggest challenge the PFL faces, overcoming the UFC's ability to tell their consumers what to think. Their marketing is powerful, and they spend immense money and time controlling the narrative. They keep purses low, and they spend that money on messaging, and it works. You think what they want you to think, regardless. Congrats to PFL. Congrats to the fighters. Excited to see this new world take shape. I'll talk more about this Wednesday, but I'll leave you with this. Don't let people tell you what to think, including me. Think for yourself and enjoy the hostilities, my friends.
Hey, Robin Black.
What you got, CJ?
He had a lot of hot takes in there.
Yeah.
a lot of hot
Really?
takes.
Listen, I agreed with 86% of it.
That sounds like your win percentage. No.
No,
That's at 90.
That's way too high.
Really? No.
You think Kayla Harrison is the best female fighter in the world?
Y'all were just listening to the first part of the text or the video. I think them, like him specifically talking about that the UFC tells us or tries to always tell us they have
that
the best fighters.
I can agree with.
I think that's 100% accurate. I'm by it 100%.
It's called marketing. It's called branding.
Exactly. That's what he said.
Which is what the PFL and Bellator don't do well, which is why they in this shithole they in.
Well, I don't think that is 100% the case. To a certain degree, yes, I do. Right. But if I'm being like honest, you know, we've talked about this on the pod like numerous times, right? The UFC has spent a lot of time on their branding. You know, people don't even think of MMA. They think of the UFC for MMA, you know, so that's just such a big hurdle to overcome. Like that's enormous task to try to overcome. You know what I mean? And yes, I still think that the Bellator could do a better job. You know, if I'm them, I'm taking out ads and even PFL as well. Like anytime the UFC has an event, I'm showing like, hey, PFL, like show people alternatives, you know, your most brutal, vicious, knockout subs, you know what I mean? But it's a real hard thing because I do think that they do have tremendous fighters, you know what I mean? I do think a lot of there's a few guys who really can fucking scrap.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that part. Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah. The narrative is crazy though, because remember who got popped? Was it Usman? Usman, right? He got popped. I always get Umar and Usman confused. He got popped, and the narratives, he got popped just to fight in Bellator. That's the kind of narrative everyone has. Just to do this in Bellator, or you're gonna win just to be in Bellator. So people don't even. And I'm an advocate for all organizations. There's great fighters in all organizations, and I tell people to go watch as much as possible and see the skill level, not just the organization under the umbrella. Then you'll see great fucking fighters everywhere. But people don't want to go out and give them a shot. And even me, I love watching all MMA. It's hard to watch Bellator because of the production. Also, I'm so nitpicky about it. When they move around on the mat, I hate hearing them move on the mat. It sounds so fucking poor. It sounds so bootleg, you know. It's like, and that's a nitpicky ass thing of me. But that's one of my, what's that shit the girls be calling it? It's one of my icks. You know, I hate watching them because I hear them stomping around on the cage. It sounds weird. So, and I know if the production isn't as clean as the UFC, people are not going to want to go and watch that kind of stuff. And it's not the fighters. They're just not giving the product a chance.
At the end of the day, the UFC is Apple.
Yeah, and that's what I always say. That's all
Apple
what I always say.
Convinced you that they are the best. If you pick up a Samsung phone, I don't care which version they on right now, and you take a picture and you put it side by side to an Apple phone and you show it to somebody, they're going to pick the Samsung picture 9 times out of 10. If they do not know, and I'm telling you, like Samsung. I'm not talking about all the Android companies because a lot of them are trash. I'm not talking about the $20 phone. I'm talking about
no EBT phones. No
I'm
EBT
phones. Talking
phones.
about Samsung because I believe that Samsung is, I mean, way above Apple. I believe that Samsung is actually elite. But Apple has convinced us all,
everyone,
that they are the absolute best. That's what the UFC has done. The branding, their brand loyalty. And once you can get real, true brand loyalty, it's a wrap from there. It's a wrap.
Exactly.
So yes, there are great fighters that are in that are in Bellator, that are in PFL. But until you come over to the UFC and test yourself there, the MMA community isn't going to take you seriously because
they won't validate you.
They've established themselves as the brand authority,
standard,
the gold standard. And so, how do you guys think that with PFL now having Bellator together, do you think that there is an opportunity for PFL to become that co-leader, like they want to be on the same level as the UFC? Or because I know everybody's all about this, but like let's not forget one. Let's not forget one. You know, like who do y'all feel like? Do y'all even feel like PFL is now number 2, or do you think one? Like just as far as the companies, where do y'all got them?
If we're talking about worldwide, one is number 2, easy number 2 because they own Asia. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they own Asia.
Technically, they get more viewership worldwide than the UFC because of their Asian
market.
Yeah, but as far as you're right.
Yeah, and I hope that they now even expand that partnership. You know how they were doing the Bellator verse 1. I hope now they still have those communications.
No, they did it versus Ryzen, not
Ryzen,
one.
yeah.
Ryzen, yeah, sorry, Ryzen. You know, but I want to see, like, I would love eventually for it to be in some aspects more like a boxing, where you would get like the UFC heavyweight champion fighting the Bellator heavyweight champion. You know,
that would be so cool, man.
We can all talk about how it's not going to happen, and that's fine. You know, and it probably won't. But I would love to see a universe where that does happen, so we really can have the world champion.
Oof,
you know what I mean?
Cool. To me, in the organizations that I enjoy watching, of course, it's going to be UFC. We watch it every weekend. But a real close second to me personally is one, Bellator, and then PFL, and then whatever other crazy shit that I end up watching. You know?
Hey, for me, my other crazy shit is like the shit from Russia, like the team MMA, 6v6 MMA, bro.
I seen a fire one the other day on TikTok, bro. It was like 1-on-1. The guy fought each other, and who lost, they fall off. The guy who won stays there and fights the next guy. I was like, it's so dope. It's like tag team fucking MMA. It's dope.
They be creative over there.
The Russians, man, they be having that wild shit. I'm gonna tie
crazy
your arm here. You gonna tie your arm. We're just gonna punch each other so someone lays the fuck out. I'm weak.
I think also the main problem, like for me as a MMA consumer and fan, I would like to see PFL, which is now Bellator as well. I'd like to see them separate themselves from the UFC. I'd like to see Jake Paul stop calling out UFC fighters. I'd like to see their CEO stop trying to get Ngannou to fight UFC fighters. I'd like you to build up the fighters that y'all have. Stop. Why do I want to watch your product when you're outwardly telling me that you don't have anybody worth noting for instance, Ngannou to fight? How is that building your brand? You're telling me that the biggest fight is for him to fight John Jones or somebody else who's also not in your organization, when you should be convincing me, selling me, and marketing to me that, hey, you know, this guy, whoever the guy is, this is his, you know, these are his accomplishments, and this is how you should be convincing us that you guys have the best. Stop telling me about this other company. And to me, that's the problem, is that, like, separate yourself. Stop talking about these other people and focus on what you have going on and making your people in your organization look like the absolute elite. That's what the UFC does. Convince us that you guys are the elite. Keep convincing us. Oh, did you see how he finished him? Oh, did you see this? Did you see that? I feel like that's what Chatri does over at One. Like when he starts talking about UFC or something, he talks about his fighters. And I'm like, oh, okay, I feel that. He's like, yeah, X amount percentage of finishes compared to this, and I like that.
Hey, Chachi be throwing shade like a motherfucker though. He be throwing shade because he be like, we got the most elitist striker on the world. We have the best grappling over here in the
That's
world.
facts.
He be throwing shade.
Also, that's facts. They have the best strikers on earth.
Facts.
You know, if
That's
you
what I watch
MMA
every
fans,
Friday morning.
But here's what I say about that. You're talking about single disciplines, not MMA. Like, which
100%.
one of their MMA fighters? Like, unfortunately, I do not know. I will watch one, but I don't know like their champions or their fighters. So yeah, if we're just going strictly off of kickboxing, Muay Thai, like just single disciplines, absolutely.
Grappling.
They have the best MMA fighter on earth.
They do have Demetrius, who knows if he's ever going to fight again. He enjoying his YouTube life.
As he should.
YouTube, Twitch life.
What we say, get yourself a YouTube if you're one of these guys, and you will get paid.
Yeah, and you know what? His breakdowns are great.
His breakdowns are great.
Accurate.
But also, for me being the gamer that I am, your boy is fire. You don't want to see him in your lobby. You don't want to see him in your lobby. Oh my God. Just hand him over everything.
Like Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson.
Drop your pants. Drop your pants.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with PFL and Bellator and stuff like that. Do we want, this is the last thing I'm going to ask as far as this topic, do we want a true rival to the UFC? Like, as fans, like, do we want another company that's either better or that rivals them?
100%. Competition fuels everything in life. You know, I'm a contrary to popular belief out there. I am so left of the left. I'm left-handed. I don't believe in. I do not. I'm ambidextrous, left or right. It depends on the night. You feel me? I'm not a fan of monopolies in any capacity. So the more competition, the better. Because at that point, you know what I mean? UFC would have to yield. You know, kind of like the old days before they were the big dogs, you know, and Dana White was doing everything in his power, you know, to book a cross promotion with pride. And I want to see those days come back. So then what we talked about earlier, to have a true world champion, let's have a tournament of champions, you know, of just all the heavyweight champions, all the middleweight champions, you know, and what you do is the lottery system, toss everyone's name into a bucket, and you just pull it out. Y'all two fighting each other. Y'all two fighting each other. You know what I mean? Run it.
You talking about like a dream scenario, man? That's his type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's But I always tell people, I'm like, when they're like, "Oh, I'm a fan of MMA," which you are, and I'm like, "Are you a UFC fan or are you a fan of MMA?" Because those are two different things.
Facts.
A fan of MMA will give other organizations a shot. I'm not saying you're gonna have to watch all the Bellator cards or all the one cards, but if it's on a Friday, why not watch it? If you are a fan, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're gonna sit there or even pay money for it, but give it a shot.
Yeah. Or
give it a shot, man.
I was gonna say real fast, or can at least name 2 or 3 other fighters outside the UFC brand, you know, that are not former UFC fighters.
This how crazy we was watching A1 Uriah Faber the other night just to see, and I like seeing up and comer fighters in the smaller organizations because guess what? Diego Lopez, he came from fighting on Lux, and of course nobody's gonna go sit and watch Lux. Most of these motherfuckers have UFC Fight Pass. They have all the lower tier fighting organizations.
Regional.
Just give it the regional stuff. You will never know who's going to be up and coming through these ranks if you don't give other things a shot. People fight other places, and then they reach the pinnacle of the UFC. You know, watch everything. And then you could be a judge of what the UFC needs to do better, what they can do lease up. Because, look, I love watching one because of the production is amazing. I like watching that shit. I like watching lights and all of that stuff. When I went to the show, it was the best MMA event that I went to this year.
Wow.
Oh man, it was like the fights were cool, like the fights were exciting as well. But being in there, the production was A1, like amazing. But hey, you guys watch more stuff.
I think I'm the contrarian in this scenario because for me, I feel, let's say all of a sudden PFL really starts to rival, right? That was the question. Like, do we really want another company to come in and like really rival them? I feel like the UFC is just like already like made for me, right? Like we compared it to Apple. Like you pick up an Apple phone, it's very restrictive. There's not much that you can do there. Like, you know what I mean? It just works. You pick up an Android, hey, you can customize this, you can add this over here, you can do a whole bunch of stuff on it. And I feel like if all of a sudden, like say like PFL really does start to rival it, well then now as an MMA or a UFC fan, right? Now I have to start looking at this other company. I have to start watching these other fights. And this takes a lot of time out of your day. Like I stopped watching basketball. I don't watch football. I don't watch any other sport except for MMA.
I'm like that too now.
Because I can only consume so much. And I feel like that is like my biggest thing is that like, do I want the other organizations to do what? All right, y'all. So I'm sitting here cutting the video and all of a sudden I see that we had a terrible technical difficulty. Everything cut out. So at the end of this, I end up just talking about how, the UFC is very cookie cutter, easy for us to consume. We know when it's coming on and, so on and so forth. I can't even remember what we were talking about during that time. Like we lost a solid 2 minutes of this video. And then after this, I bring up the fact that people have been calling out Max Holloway, Bobby Green, Aljamain, and Justin Gaethje. And then I start talking about how y'all know how big of a Max Holloway fan I am and how Justin Gaethje is by far the worst matchup for Max Holloway due to his leg kicks, due to his heavy hands. And it was such a moment. I'm sorry that it's gone. But at this point, we jump into talking about Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway and how that led to like this funny moment that Jason and I always talk about. Sorry that it cut out. But all right, back to the show.
Are we taking this to Brenden Schaub?
Yes.
Go ahead and bless him.
Career suicide. And y'all know how I feel about my boy. Y'all know, hey, if the fight comes to fruition, I'm still gonna ride with him. I'm delusional enough to still ride with him. But career suicide. Shout out to Brenden Schaub. The way that Justin attacks the calves and the leg kicks and them heavy paws he got, this is, out of everybody in the UFC, this is the worst matchup for Max Holloway. I'm against it. I'm against it.
I don't want that.
I don't want to see it. I can't be a part of it. Now, if he was able to win that fight, y'all gonna be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. Don't even come back because I'm gonna be ridiculous. But that's the last fight I want to see. I do want to see him stay at 145. I do want to see him fight Aljo. I think that he'd beat Aljo, and then he'd have the opportunity to fight for the 145 title. If he wins, great. If he loses, then you can go to 155. Then you can take your time off, bulk up. He's 31 years old.
You gotta take that time. He definitely got to take that time.
I know we're running overtime real fast, and we're gonna jump off. Sky, before we get off and say bye to everyone, will you please tell them the origin story of career suicide?
So after Brenden Schaub, one of the rare times that I actually watched this podcast, this was after Max Holloway had put a beating on Brian Ortega. And he took that 2-year break. And he was talking about like who he wanted to come back against potentially. And Brian was, at that point in time, was talking about Jose Aldo. He wanted to fight Jose Aldo. And your boy Brenden Schaub was like, Bubba. No, career suicide. Do not do it. Career suicide. And it was so, and he's really good friends with Brian Ortega. He's like, I love him. But
are you showing the video?
I am. I'm gonna pull the video up because
it's literally the only thing that Brenden Schaub, Brenden Schaub, probably the worst MMA pundit on the face of the planet. He is atrocious. He is I don't know, man. He is like Raisin Bran without the raisins. CJ
is not good. Not good.
Eating those Lucky Charms without any of the marshmallows. Like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I eating right now? What's going on in my feelings?
So what you do not do if you're Brian Ortega is welcome a Jose Aldo fight, which is probably what they want to do next. I have no idea what they want to do, but sure as fuck don't do that. because the decision you make in your next fight is the most important decision in your life. You need time off. You need to rest. Go back to the drawing board. How can we get fights to the ground? Yeah, we can strike with some of the best in the world, but that is not where we're going to win fights. But you beat Frank Yeager. I get that. But what makes you special, what makes you an outlier in this featherweight division is your grappling game. How can we get guys to the ground? The worst matchup in the world for Brian Ortega would be Jose Aldo next. Don't do that. Do not do that. I can't emphasize that enough. Career suicide. That's it, man.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it there. He said, what you do not do is welcome a fight with Brian Ortega. Career suicide.
Suicide.
Yeah. We will be back this weekend. Like I said, it is PFL only. So hopefully, y'all support y'all fighters, support your PFL, your new Bellator.
Yes, and do not support Shakur Stevenson after that performance.
Oh, was it that bad?
Oh man, I think they threw total punches combined 52 the entire fight, 12-round fight.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, it was unreal.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was the second least amount punches ever recorded in a boxing match, I believe.
Wow. Of all boxing matches?
Yes. When y'all and
Damn.
ESPN tried to do a big thing, they put him up on a Wednesday night against nobody. That was your time to shine. ESPN,
Time to shine.
Nothing else was on sports wise that night, and you left us with limp dick on prom night. Anyways, folks, it's been a wrap. It's been a great show. We'll holla at y'all later. Sky?
Damn, you gonna let Sky close it out?
Either way, he said it. Let's go ahead and head out. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah, I had to get going because I got to poop real bad. I'll see y'all later. Cheers.
You still recording?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Second week
Double
in a
up.
row.
Double up.
Terrible.
Shitty booty ass boy.
Peace, y'all.